A farmer goes out and buys a new young rooster. As soon as he brings him home, the young rooster rushes out in the yard and screws all 200 of the farmer's hens. "Must say I'm impressed," the farmer said. At lunchtime, the young rooster again screws all of the 200 hens. The farmer is not impressed anymore. He is getting worried. Next morning, not only is the rooster screwing the hens again, but he is screwing the turkeys, ducks, and even the cows. Later that same day, the farmer looks out into the barnyard and finds the rooster stretched out, limp as a rag, his eyes closed, dead, and a bunch of vultures circling overhead in the sky. The farmer runs out, looks down at the young rooster's limp body and says, "You deserved it, you horny bastard." The young rooster opens one eye, points up at the vultures with his wing, and says, "Shh, they are about to land." A guy walks into the bar of a restaurant and goes to the bartender and asks, "How much for a beer?" The bartender replies, $1. The guy, completely amazed by the price, buys a beer, and after a couple more orders of beers, he gets hungry and then asks the bartender, "Well then, how much for a New York sirloin steak, with a side of mashed potatoes, a salad, and an entire cheesecake for dessert?" The bartender says, "That would be $5. The guy is still amazed at the prices, and then orders everything, and after he is done eating his meal, says, "Wow, this place is amazing. How can you be so cheap for this quality of food? I really wish I could meet the owner of this place." The bartender then says, "Oh well, he's upstairs in his office with my wife." The guy looks all confused and asks, "What's he doing upstairs in his office with your wife?" The bartender says, "The same thing I'm doing to his business." An old blind cowboy wanders into an all-girl biker bar by mistake. He finds his way to a bar stool and orders a shot of whiskey. After sitting there for a while, he yells to the bartender, "Hey, you want to hear a blonde joke?" The bar immediately falls absolutely silent. In a very deep, husky voice, the woman next to him says, "Before you tell that joke, cowboy, I think it is only fair, given that you are blind, that you should know 5 things. The bartender is a blonde girl with a baseball bat. The bouncer is a blonde girl with a billy club. I'm a 6-foot-tall, 175-pound blonde woman with a black belt in karate. The woman sitting next to me is a blonde and a professional weightlifter. The lady to your right is a blonde and a professional wrestler. Now think about it seriously, cowboy. Do you still want to tell that blonde joke?" The blind cowboy thinks for a second, shakes his head and mutters, "No, not if I'm going to have to explain it 5 times. Long ago lived a seaman named Captain Bravo. He was a strong man who showed no fear when facing his enemies. One day, while sailing the 7 seas, a lookout spotted a pirate ship and the crew became frantic. Captain Bravo bellowed, "Bring me my red shirt." The first mate quickly retrieved the captain's red shirt and, whilst wearing the bright red shirt, Bravo led his men into battle and defeated the pirates. Later on that day, the lookout spotted not 1, but 2 pirate ships. The captain again called for his red shirt, and once again, though the fighting was fierce, they were victorious over the 2 ships. That evening, all the men sat around on the deck recounting the day's triumphs, and one of them asked the captain, "Sir, why do you call for your red shirt before battle?" The captain replied, "If I am wounded in the attack, the shirt will not show my blood, and thus you men will continue to fight unafraid." All the men sat in silence and marveled at the courage of such a strong man as Captain Bravo. As dawn came the next morning, the lookout spotted not 1, not 2, but 10 pirate ships approaching from the horizon. The first mate asked, "Shall I bring your red shirt?" Captain Bravo calmly replied, "No, get me my brown pants." A man absolutely hated his wife's cat and decided to get rid of him one day by driving him 20 blocks from his home and leaving him at the park. As he was getting home, he saw the cat was walking up the driveway. "How the hell did he get back here?" the man said. The following day, he decided to drive the cat 40 blocks away. He put the beast out and headed home. "He'll never find his way back this far," he thought. Driving back up his driveway, once again, there was the cat. He kept taking the cat further and further, and the cat would always beat him home. At last, he decided to drive a few miles away, turn right, then left, pass the bridge, then right again and another right until he reached what he thought was a safe distance from his home and left the cat there. Hours later, the man calls home to his wife. "Honey, is the cat there?" "Yes," the wife answers. "Why do you ask?" Frustrated, the man answered, "Put that son of a bitch on the phone. I'm lost and need directions."